This is episode 2 of the Educator Exchange, a place where we dialogue about all things education involving students, parents, and educational leaders. I am your co-host, Dr. Eldread Nunnally.
And I'm Dr. Corey Williams, and our three values are always: parents are our students' first teachers, teachers have the largest effect on student learning, and leaders have the biggest effect on the success of a school.
With the ultimate goal always being
all students can learn.
So we have a really interesting topic for you today. Dr. Williams suggested that we go ahead and push this out, but it's really that time of year anyway to start talking about what students are supposed to do regarding their careers or career choices or college choices. And so today for you, we have college versus career. What better pathway is the student supposed to choose?
Right, exactly. And here in this episode, we're going to be discussing the benefits of a student going to college versus going to get a certification or a license at a community college or a trade school. Now, we understand this is a very, very personal decision, and it also depends on the ability and the motivation of your student. So parents, we really want to give you some insight on what's the benefits of your student going to get a bachelor's degree at college, or maybe going to a trade school or a community college to get a certification and going straight into the workforce.
Now, we want everybody to make sure that you remember this one word. We're going to call it the word of the day. And that word is success. Now, Webster's dictionary defines success as each person's individual attainment of a favorable or desired outcome. Now, everybody's definition of success is going to look a little bit different. But for the purpose of this debate today, we need you to remember that success is defined in two ways, according to us anyway. Providing for your family and being able to enjoy your occupation.
Right. And things we want to set down as far as a foundation of this debate is what we agree on, because we talked about three things we agree on before we go deep into this topic. One is that all students need some type of certification, a trade school, or some type of degree.
The second thing is all students need to make sure that they have a plan before going into a specific career path.
And then lastly, we have to understand and take into account that automation is real, and it should be a major factor in what a student should choose for their career path.
Go ahead and talk about what automation is real quick, because I don't think people know the definition of it.
So understanding where automation comes from, it comes from the automobile industry, where they use robots, of course, to build cars. So anything that replaces a human being to do a task or a simple job, that would be called automation. Whether you go to a restaurant and you don't have a waiter there, you're ordering your food from a tablet, that would be automation. All right, now let's set the stage for this topic we're about to discuss. First, we have a student, high school senior. They have an option between going to get a 4-year bachelor's degree, or they have the option of going to get a 2-year or 1-year certification or a license and going straight into the workforce.
So this student that you're talking about, do they hate school at this point?
No, they don't hate school. They're okay and like school, but they're trying to debate, should I spend the 4 years getting that bachelor's degree, or should I spend the 2 years and just get the certification?
Okay.
Now, for me, I'm going to tell that students to go get a bachelor's degree or 4-year degree. So we got some stats to throw out, and we have some data. So from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, it shows that 57% of more job opportunities go to students that have bachelor's degrees. Number two, 11.6 million jobs have been created since 2010, and 8.4 million of those jobs, which is 72%, have went to students that have held bachelor's degree. And finally, 66% of all new jobs that are going to be created in the next 10 years are going to go to students with bachelor's degrees that are focused in the STEM field.
So you're telling me I have to wait 10 years to get a job?
Yes, that return on investment that you're going to make for that 4-year degree, and even maybe that master's or doctoral degree, is going to pay off later on if you're going in with a mindset of, hey, let me put this degree, let me put this time in college, but I'm going to have higher earning potential later on in my career.
But I'm a student that just told you that I hated school. So you want me to do an extra 4 years after I'm already tired of being in school, huh?
Yes, I am, because the immediate gratification that you're going to get and start in 2 years, so you're going to start working at 20, you're going to be making that money and making that check. My thing is, how much money are we going to compare when you're 40 and I'm 40? Who is making more?
So I just want to point out that I am going to tell the student the better option. Okay? If you're tired of school, you need to go ahead and get you a certification. Now, you're going to do that for 2 reasons. The first reason is because I don't have to be in school as long as you do. I do 2 years versus your 4 years, and I can immediately after that 2 years start making money. Typically, a lot of times also during that 2 years, I can be paid while I am learning my trade or my skill, and I can be earning money while you're going to be a broke college student. We all know how that goes. The second reason why is because typically, all right, typically what's going to happen is I don't have to take any of those boring classes anymore ever again that are required for basic requirements for school. So I don't have to take U.S. history. I don't have to take pre-calculus. I don't have to take anything that I don't feel like taking, because I can just jump straight into my major and something that I'm interested in. And that's going to help motivate me to finish and be successful, which we talked about the definition of success earlier. Now, statistics that I have from the U.S. Department of Labor and Statistics, right? The average college grad comes out of school making $36,000 per year. The average skilled worker in a certification program leaves school, enters the workforce, and typically makes $45,000 per year. Now, I'm going to read off a list of very, very known skills, and we know them, all right? We know them, and you know them too. Right. Plumbers come out making $55,000. Electricians typically make $56,000. Pipe fitters and steam fitters, $55,000. Real estate appraisers, $57,000. Electric linesmen, $73,000. Airplane mechanics, $64,000. And nuclear technicians, $82,000. That's all based off of attaining a certification in 2 years. And of course, you're going to have continuing certifications after that. But the moral of the story is I don't have to do 4 years of school altogether. When I'm tired of school, I can just start making money.
Well, that's a good debate, but your debate doesn't take into account two things which you know. Number one is your earning potential as you get older, and number two is the change in the market. Number one is earning potential, that the average person with a master's degree makes $1,500 a week, where if you just have an associate's degree, which we're comparing to somebody that has a certification, makes $938 a week. So down the line, you'll average $600 more a week if you have that bachelor's degree or even have the ability to go get your master's or doctor's degree.
But that $600 is going to be taken up by that student loan payment you got to make.
So
true.
Now, since we talk about debt, a lot of people don't like to keep that same energy when you talk about student loan debt. If you're in between 30 and you're in between 40, if you do have a high school diploma, you have more credit card debt than somebody that has a bachelor's degree. So it's okay for you to have credit card debt that has a 21% interest rate, but if you have a student loan debt that gives you a higher earning potential that's only at a 6% or maybe 7%, everybody wants to throw in their arms. Now, is student loan debt a lot more than the credit card debt? Absolutely, but we don't keep that same energy.
But you're taking into account that I'm automatically irresponsible with my money. When in
who doesn't have a credit card?
But that's not average though. The average student loan debt in the United States of America, according to the Department of Education, is $38,000.
Right.
For one specific person. And so I don't have to have that going into a certification program. Even if you look at certifications like transportation, typically you do have to pay for that. You pay for that out of pocket, but you come out making money immediately. My family can't eat hopes and dreams.
This is true.
They can't.
But over the lifetime, a college graduate will earn $1 million more than somebody that just has a certification or even a high school diploma. Because again, when you're 20-something and you're looking at a certification, you're looking at, I need money now. And I totally understand what your situation. You're going to say, I can start getting paid now at 21 or 22 years old, making $40,000, $50,000 of providing for me and my family. What I'm saying is you're missing out on millions upon millions, possibly, of dollars if you're going to get that bachelor's degree and open up and go get that master's and doctorate degree. And then we talk about change. If you're getting a certification, many times you're getting a certification where you can do one job with one skill. We talked about, we agreed that automation is real, and we cannot predict a lot of times that will your job be lost to automation, to where if you have a bachelor's degree, the culture in our society holds up a bachelor's degree more than just a certification. And when you're going to school, you get a breadth of knowledge and it grows you as a person intellectually, and you have many other critical thinking skills.
That also depends on your actual major, though.
This is true.
So for somebody, and just putting it out there, we're both career switchers.
Yes.
So neither one of us, according to a statistic that you read earlier,
right,
neither one of us chose to go to our initial career path, and we're educators, all right?
Yeah, but because we have a bachelor's degree, we were able to switch. My argument is that if we got a certification, we would not have the ability to switch, because our certification would say we only have this one job, where society would say, because you have a bachelor's degree and you took that pre-calculus in U.S. history and those psychology classes, therefore you have critical thinking skills to be able to switch, and I trust you. And then also, when you're talking about debating our student, I do like to use an example for as, hey, if I choose a career path, let's say I do a 2-year degree and go get a 2-year certification and be an automotive. I work on cars. versus I have that same desire for automotive and I go be a mechanical engineer and I go design actual cars. Both have my passion of working with cars. It just depends on one. With the automotive, you work quicker, you can get paid. You can work at Porsche, BMW, making $100 an hour doing that. And on the other end, mechanical engineering, you're talking about 4 years and maybe a master's degree going in, but I'm designing that portion. It just also depends on that personal preference of on what end do you want to be in. If you're in that certification and that technical side, a lot of times you're more hands-on, you're on the ground. And also if you're automotive, you have the opportunity to probably own your own shop. I doubt if you're a mechanical engineer, you're probably not going to own Tesla for Elon Musk, but you're working and that could be a different fulfillment for that. But also when we talk about that success is you're financially, what is success to you? Are you going to be financially be able to take care of your family? And also, are you enjoying your job? Are you going to enjoy the job working automotive, dealing with people, working on people's cars, and that's satisfying of getting your hands dirty? Or is it more satisfying for you being a mechanical engineer, working on the draft board, designing the new car that the person that got the 2-year degree is going to have to fix because probably going to be some problems?
But I can also keep growing within my own sector now.
Right.
Just because I get the 2-year degree doesn't mean that I stop.
Right.
If I'm getting certification after certification after certification, those typically are somewhere between 6 months to a year worth of school.
Correct.
But I'm also getting paid while I'm doing it. So if you're the average college student who just decides that you want to go straight through to, let's say, get your specialist degree in whatever degree field that you're in, then you're talking about at least somewhere between 6 to 8 years more worth of school without getting anything to show for it other than your hopes and dreams of I want to do this. So I can design the first car for Tesla. I can be in school for 6 years as a mechanical engineer because at some point in time I'm going to get to make an impact on the world through designing that car. But that does not get you paid.
Thank you so much for watching the Educator Exchange.
Now, if you like what you saw today, please feel free to hit that like button below, subscribe to our channel, and share with your friends.
Please comment below, and we'll catch you on the next one.